Welcome to It Takes Two. I'm Blair.
I'm Chris.
And today we'll be talking about Married at First Sight, Season 17, Episode 1.
This is a new show for us. We've been watching it, but this is the first time we're going to review it. But before we get into that, make sure y'all subscribe, like, comment, share the show. We are trying to get to 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. We're almost there. Come on, Blair, walk us through this.
We start off in the future, so to say.
Back to the future.
On a wedding day. We've got Michael there. He's standing, waiting for the bride to come. He's got his sword. He's got his crown, feeling himself.
Just off of that alone, what is your first impression of Michael? Because usually they show it.
I think he's a little weirdo.
Yeah, usually they show us the introduction of who these people are, but now they took it straight to Michael.
To a scene.
He got a crown or like whatever he had. He had a sword, and he felt like, this is who I am.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. But that doesn't faze me because they find pairs for all types of people.
Or do they?
As I thought. And the bride comes up. We only see her back and her saying to him, I don't think I can do this.
Wait a minute now. We never saw this before, have we?
And she leaves and he'd be breaking down. And he was breaking down crying.
Now, here's the thing, right? We don't see the bride's face. We only see the back, like you said, right? And then she skedaddles.
Yeah, she's out.
At this moment, I was like, oh, Married at First Sight trying to give us the drama on the first night. Usually the first night is the worst night.
Yeah.
Because you got you have an introduction of the families, and it takes a long time. It's 3 hours. Why is it 3 hours? Because they got an after show. It's just a lot. But so far, I was like, oh, okay.
Like they switched it up.
Let's see what's going on with this. Walk us through it, Blair.
Well, they didn't switch it up too much. So we just went back to how it was before.
Back 2 weeks before.
Right. So 2 weeks earlier, and we are in Denver, Colorado.
Denver.
We actually get introduced to Michael.
What's up, Michael?
And he is 38. He works in tech as a senior project manager. He's super into fashion. He's there talking to his friends, telling them he got chose to be on the show. Yeah. And he does say, which is kind of like a foreshadowing, if things go wrong, I'm going to have this scarlet letter on me, and it's going to be pretty tough to deal with. From
your lips to God's ears. Okay? Listen here, man. Sometimes if you're going to do something, it's just best just to be quiet and let it happen. You get what I'm saying? But I don't think they really showed us who was his spouse or who was the person that they was. They basically said, listen here, I want y'all to zoom in on Michael. Yeah. Because we're going to start off with Michael and we're going to end with Michael. So at this moment, we don't know who Michael's other half is. Nope. At this other half. I think they moved us on to like another couple. Yep. Move us on, Blair.
Well, we get introduced to Emily and Brennan.
What's up, Emily and Brendan?
Emily, she shared, of course, that she was picked with her friends. She's 29. She describes herself as a high energy person. She's never been in a serious relationship.
Red flag.
And her parents have been together for 30 years. She's a sales account executive in tech. And Emily's friend says to be the best wife, she needs to understand what other people want.
Red flag.
And she's always focused on what makes her happy, is what this one friend is saying.
Listen here, man.
She low-key trying to be like, oh, I don't want to talk bad about my friend.
But at the same time,
be honest, though.
But listen here, man. If you going to have friends, if you going to bring friends on this show, oh, yeah, I already feel the juices. Like I feel myself getting into this.
All right.
If you going to bring friends on this show to speak highly of you, bring friends that speak highly of you. We don't need these type of friends to speak the truth. You know what I'm saying?
This is a fantasy, y'all.
Exactly. Talking about Emily just needs to learn that it's not going to be always about her. Because sometimes she could be selfish. And she never been in a relationship. I'm like, wait a minute. Let me bring somebody who just met me so they can speak great things about me. Right. 2 red flags. You said Emily never been in a serious relationship. Yeah. As a 29-year-old. So let's just round up to 30. Okay. Right? And the other part was, correct me if I'm wrong, was that sometimes she can be selfish and not really think about the other person.
Yeah, always focus on what makes her happy.
Yes, and that explains why you never been in a serious relationship. You answered your own question within the description of who you are. You didn't have to be on the show. The reason why you haven't been in a serious relationship because you always think about yourself. And now, from someone who never been in a serious relationship, is ready for marriage.
It's interesting. Interesting. She got chosen. Yeah, experts.
No. Pastor Kyle, I see what you're doing, man. Go ahead, Blair.
Next, we have Brennan, who is going to be her husband.
Yeah.
He's 28. He's from New York, and he experienced growing up. His parents have been together for 30 years, but they've been fighting the whole time.
Wow.
And the friends tell him that he'll need to be more vulnerable when it comes to his lady.
Now, listen here. We are not the experts, but we play one on this show based off of just the descriptions and the look of them.
Yeah.
Do you think they will have a successful marriage at first sight? Okay.
No. Brennan, I mean, with the thing with his parents about them being together all this long and them fighting, I think Brennan will be willing to stick through just about anything.
Wow.
Because I really don't think he believes in divorce. I think he will just deal with the craziness that is Emily. Emily, I feel like whenever he doesn't make her happy or a situation doesn't go her way, I feel like she's gonna be out.
She should go look for the first exit.
Yep. That's how I feel.
That's our first thought of just how they look and who they are. I'm guessing the only reason why I think they matched them two is because they got parents that been in long lasting relationships.
I guess.
That's literally the only thing, because I think you said that her parents was married for like 20 plus years.
30, yeah.
And his parents been married for like 30 years or something like that. So I think that's the only reason why they matched them. That's the only thing. Let's move on to the next couple.
We've got Lauren and Orion.
Okay.
Orion is 27. He's Native American. He tells us he went on a date with a man.
Whoa.
He had a kiss with him.
Whoa.
But after that, he realized he wasn't gay.
At that moment.
Yes. He says in the Native American culture, there's the masculine and the feminine, and I guess he plays into both. The family tells him that he just needs to take his time when it comes to the relationship, even though they're married. Well,
I'm going to tell you, Blair, I never kissed a guy.
Okay.
I'm not gay.
All right.
I didn't need to know that. What's his name? Orion, you say?
Yeah.
Orion, I think, I don't know if you're gay.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I still feel like there's a question mark over his head. I'm not fully convinced. Yeah. Not that he has to convince me, but I'm not fully convinced.
Yeah. I don't know. He just told us that he thinks he's not gay, but he didn't tell us that he's straight.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Like he basically did process of elimination of, well, I kissed a guy.
And I'm kind of like, why or how did that come up? You know what I mean?
I don't know, but I don't know the process, but
yeah.
He basically was like, hey, I did these things with a guy. I'm not gay, but you didn't really give me type of confidence that, oh, yeah, I like women. You freaking not like both. You get what I'm saying?
You could like both.
Huh? But I'm saying,
you're saying he could like
I'm
both?
just saying he could not like both. Like he
like
could
either?
Like, yeah, he could just be like, you know what? I tried kissing a man. I don't really like men. Women, I'm not really into women either. I just like me. Yeah, I'm saying he told us what he's been through, but I didn't hear the other side experience of like, oh, because I try these things with a man that I don't like men, I try these things with a women and I like women. I think he did more like, I don't like men, so I'm going to try this. I'm very interested to hear about the women. Give us something about, what's her name, Lauren?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Lauren is 31. Yeah. She tells us she's queer.
Okay.
And she's also a monogamous person. Her mom passed away recently, and her mom always wanted her to have a strong man to make her feel safe.
Yeah.
So she is more interested in marrying a man than being, married to a woman.
Yeah.
And she works in the budget office for the federal government. And there's not a lot of people of color in Denver. Black culture is important to her, but she's open to being matched with someone who isn't black. Yeah. Preferably not white, though. Her friend said, it would be scary if she was to be paired with a white man. So,
Pastor Kyle, I see how y'all match these two together. You heard queer on this side, and you heard I tried things with the same sex on this side. And you were like, you know what? Y'all be a good match.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
That's literally all they heard.
That's literally everything else. Y'all just ignore it.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? He's not white. He's Native American. You like, stop it. Okay. Based off of this couple of what you see, do you think, with the little information that we have, that they are going to make it to the end of Married at First Sight experience? Go ahead, Blake.
I don't, but the only reason I don't think so, or let me say why I do think, in a way, okay.
Take your time.
I think they would make it if there wasn't that question of sexuality. I think that's the only thing. I feel like Lauren, if he's queer or bi or whatever the case may be, I feel like she'll be accepting of him. But if he comes across as unsure to her, that would be a problem.
And that's what I think he is.
Yeah. Like, and I think that would be a problem if he doesn't know where he lands and isn't clear.
Yeah.
I do feel like just their personalities, culture wise, like I feel like they could get along and learn a lot from each other, but I don't know if that romantic piece is going to be there because I'm not quite sold on Orion knowing his sexuality.
Bullseye.
Yeah.
I see them as homies.
Yeah.
Like, literally, I see him as homies. Not because I see him as one of the girlfriends. I just see him as, like, you know, he is someone who grew up in this whole culture of this masculinity, and he said he kind of plays in and out of it. But for someone to be friends with somebody like that, you don't really have no skin in the game. It's like, okay, like sometimes he's this, sometimes he's that. But based on what she said that she was looking for, specifically with masculinity, like someone who's showing himself confident, I don't know if he would be the great choice as a husband more than a best friend.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
For her specifically.
Right.
For her specifically.
I think they just heard queer and you kiss guys.
Yeah.
We just put y'all together. So far, we're 0 for 2, meaning like nobody's going to stay married or they basically get divorced at the end of the show based on the information that we have.
And that sounds about right based on their track record too.
Let's hope that we get somebody who stays married with this next couple. Blair, take us through it.
We've got Becca and Austin.
Yeah.
Austin is 31 and we meet his mom, his dad, one of his good friends, and mom is very cautious and worrisome of this process. Dad says it's a good chance it won't work out, but hey, it might. We'll see.
You ain't say nothing, Dad.
Mom says, chemistry can't be built. He was asking her, if that's something that can be built or grown over time. And she's like, no. Wow. You either have it or you don't.
Wow.
And mom also doesn't think he's ready. It's more challenging than he thinks it is. He shares that he was picked and mom is not feeling it. You can see it all over her face.
Really? You could?
Yeah. And he is a Colorado native. He's in sales and he's very social. He thinks he's single because he's looking for the right person and it's just hard to find. And he only wants to start a relationship if it's someone he wants to marry. Mom tells him that marriage is not a game. He needs to be taking this seriously and says that he should be nervous.
Now listen here. Can I talk about the mama?
Yeah.
Can I talk about the mama? I said, Mama, stop fear-mongering marriage. Your son signed up for the show. He's on the show.
Yeah.
I do believe chemistry can be worked on. It's not something that you could just have, and then if you don't have it, you're like, well, oh, well.
Yeah.
Chemistry is something that can be worked on. Chemistry comes with knowledge. Meaning, like, the more you know a person, the more you know about a person, the more you learn a person, then the chemistry can be the
attraction can grow.
Exactly. And chemistry is not even so much attraction, so much of actually like the flow of things, of how we actually, I think of a basketball team, right? If I'm on a basketball team and we're on the same team, I like the cut based off of repetition, based off us playing together all the time. So you know where to put the ball. Okay. That's chemistry. So I don't think it's right for the mother to fearmonger marriage. I think she was driving in the point of this whole process that you signed up for is stupid and you're not taking it seriously. Yeah. And that it's a serious thing. So you know how you got to kind of overdo it to get it right back to the right place it needs to be. She basically like, you need to be nervous. Marriage is not something to play with. If you ain't got it, you ain't go get it. I'm like, well, what do you expect to have with somebody who I've never seen or know? It's
basically she telling him don't do it.
Exactly. I'm like, this is married at first sight, meaning there is no chemistry, meaning there is no knowledge. I'm going in blind. You get what I'm saying? What do you think about the parents and so far about that that whole scene right there?
I feel like the parents were probably the most realistic parents we've seen on Married at First Sight. I mean, for parents who just say like gung ho, I'm with you, I support you. That's beautiful. That's fun. You don't understand that? It's not that I don't understand it. I mean, I can understand it because it's just like, look, you're a grown person. Yeah. I'm going to support you and we're going to get through this, whether it goes up or down. Yeah. Cool. But I do think is admirable for a parent to like try to give you a dose of reality and to let you know like this is not the best decision. I kind of appreciated Dad's perspective a little bit more, because he wasn't as, I felt like, I don't want to say invested, but I guess maybe taking it as personal. He was like, it may work. It's more likely not.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And I'm just like, that's the right attitude, Dad. But she seemed to like really, I feel like, take it personal that he was doing this as if it was like an attack on marriage or her belief system, which it could be how she felt, and maybe she felt like she raised him better than that.
Yeah, and talk about the mother.
Yeah,
and guess what? I can actually see that perspective because you're like, hey, this is silly. How can I say this is silly without saying this is silly with the cameras and offending the producers of the show?
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Let me just really hammer how serious this is. And granted, I always think, especially from these parents, it's not a lot of times you see throughout the season these type of parents. I think they feel like, hey, you don't have to go this far. Yeah. You're not 45. You're not like about to die.
Yeah,
you know
how old is he? He's 31.
Exactly.
He can meet somebody.
Exactly. So
he's not an ugly dude.
So I think they just think like, this is a bit much. You got us in a tux. You know what I'm saying? Like this is a bit much. We got to buy a tux, and we don't even know these people's family. Yeah. You know what I mean? So tell us about his soon-to-be bride.
Well, the soon-to-be bride is Becca. She's 31. She's a wedding photographer.
Hello.
And because she's been in the wedding business, she really has a good idea of just kind of how she wants her wedding to be, what kind of dress she wants. Yeah. And she also has an autoimmune disorder that gives her a lot of chronic back pain. Yeah. And that's pretty much all I have for her. She seemed like a pretty easygoing, chill person. I feel like they probably have the best chance of going the distance.
So you put that as 1.5 for you, or like a full one?
Yeah, probably 1.5, just because you never know how people are going to interact. But their personalities, they seem to could probably gel the best.
Based off of the small and little information we have, I say no. Strictly because of that autoimmune disease. Like it's hard to be invested to a person I just met that has like a serious like disease or sickness and things like that, to where like they're in pain. Yeah. Because it's like you're like thrusted into that,
and to kind of like caregiver role.
Yeah, more than husband. Like I think it's a lot for somebody who is freshly new to this experience to be like, hey, at certain points, I probably won't be able to do these things. I probably won't be able to walk. I probably won't be able, like, I take medicine and things like that, but it's a disease that can't be cured. Yeah. And to give someone the choice to be caregiver with no investment to the person at all yet. Because
it is a tall task.
Because
and would take someone to be really,
I have to know you,
loving and committed.
I have to know you
off the bat.
If something was to happen to my wife, I'm invested in it because I know her. Besides someone say, I got a wife for you. You never seen her, but every now and then her back go out. I'd be like, no, like keep that in the store. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? So I'll say no just off of that disease, but hopefully I'm proven wrong at that. Yeah. Who else?
We've got Claire and Cameron. Cameron is 32. He's of course sitting with his family and friends, letting them know he was picked. He sounds like he's from Australia, or his family friends. So the people he's with aren't his parents. They're people who I guess allowed him to move into the house. He said they met them at his parents' neighbor's son's party or something like that. And they built a bond and got him over in Colorado. And he is a bicycle company owner. He explains he was a very fearful child, and he did so many things to overcome his fears. His parents divorced when he was 13, and for a while he lived with his dad, who was a traveling salesman. And for him, he seems okay. I mean, I don't know. I can't. I don't have.
He's hard to read.
Yeah, I don't have a judgment on him or opinion on him.
Well, let's learn about Claire.
Yeah, Claire is 27. She's a therapist. She is also a quadruplet. She has a strong sense of self and is ready for marriage. And she also wants more of a spontaneous guy.
Hey, just off of hope, I hope they make it.
Yeah,
because I said no to everybody else. And I think that's the last couple out of all of them. I find it very strange, and maybe not strange, but very unique, that she's a therapist and she thought this was a good idea to come on this show.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Maybe she knows something I don't. You get what I'm saying? Like the best part about this show is how silly the premise is. You get what I'm saying? That would make it so entertaining.
Yeah.
Some would say that they even make it a mockery of marriage because getting married to somebody who you don't know, who you don't see, you basically having somebody pick these people for you based on playing matchmaker and basically saying you have to stay with them. They basically saying it's a mockery. But it's all television. And I hope just off of them two alone, because I haven't picked anybody to stay together, that at least one couple actually have the benefit of being on the show and actually staying together.
I mean, I'll just say I do think it's a mockery.
You think so?
Yes.
How so?
Because they aren't, when they're doing Married at First Sight, they are given the option of after 8 weeks, you get to decide if you want to be married or not.
Okay. I see
and I'm just like, when you get married, you don't have no 8-week trial period to decide if you want to be married or not. It's a done deal.
It's my Amazon free trial. It's my free trial.
So they're putting it out there like this is a marriage trial when you actually got married, signed the documents, like the government is in your business. Yeah. Okay. So I mean, it's fun to watch. I ain't gonna say it ain't fun to watch, but is it a mockery? Hell yeah.
Okay, let's see. Let's move on.
So they go dress and suit shopping.
Yeah.
Only thing that really stood out to me with all of this was when Lauren started breaking down crying because, her mom passed away. She wasn't there to see her pick her wedding dress. And that really pulled at the heartstrings. It seems like she has a good group of like girlfriends and friends and like family. And it seemed that, they were really there to support her, and she also had her. I think they called her aunt.
Yeah, and
as well.
So you know, Lauren is the only black one that's on the show, right?
Right.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. There's nothing that really happened during the typical dress shopping, suit shopping of people just basically like, oh yeah, that's the dress. Oh no, that's not the dress. Oh yeah, I'm happy I'm getting married. Oh my God. You know what I mean? So what else?
Yep. Next, we get to the bachelorette party, and there's strippers for the guys and the girls. And Emily, I believe Emily was the one who got sloppy drunk. I think I mixed them up because they're both blonde. But Emily was the one who got sloppy drunk. Yeah. Said her and her friends were a good time.
How about the red flag girl?
Yeah. And then Claire, who is the therapist, was saying that she wasn't feeling the strippers. She hoped that her husband would kind of be on the same lines. And he was putting jackets on the strippers and telling them to carry on. He was like, it's just not my thing. And then some of the guys are asking, is it like the footage, you don't want to get caught or something like that? And he was just like, it's really not my thing. Like, I just don't want people's coochie in my face.
That's what I'm talking about. I don't know who these people are. Number one, Emily, I saw a clip, and I know my eyes not lying to me, where I was watching the show and you had your legs on the wall shaking your butt or whatever you had, and they had to blur out your private part because your legs was open and you was wearing a dress, and you said you're a fun girl. I don't know. Listen here, I already got 2 red flags for you. I don't know if you're marriage material at this moment. I think you still got some fun in you that you need to get out. You always say, "Me and my girls is the life of the party." That is code for birds in our language, okay? In our urban dictionary. Whenever a girls say, "Me and my girls just love to have fun," we like, "Oh yeah, they birds." So I do worry that your level of fun, or the level that you're used to having fun as a single person, will you be able to handle just toning it down as a married wife during this trial period? Oh boy, what happened?
She ain't gonna be able to do that. Oh my goodness! And the only reason I say that, one, she's never been in a relationship, but also she's gonna feel like people are trying to change her, and she doesn't realize that you kind of do need to change and adapt and grow to be in partnership with somebody. And I hope that she gets it and does it. But I'm just like, if she's never been in a relationship, she hasn't even experienced the fact that you do need to grow up in ways, you know? Yeah. So, yeah, that's going to be a struggle for her. Especially being sloppy. But it'll be interesting to see.
No. It's going to be entertaining. Thank you, Pastor Kyle.
Yes.
You know?
Well, we move on, and it is Brennan and Emily's wedding day. and they're both excited. They're both ready. Emily's friends ask what she's going to tell her husband about, not being in a relationship before. And Emily is ready just to have a partner.
Yeah.
And it was another girl. One of her friends asked, what if his family is crazy or nuts? And she's like, well, I'm a little nuts. So this is the same friend that was talking crap at the dinner.
Red flag number 3. Thank you for that one.
I'm like, Emily, this girl ain't your friend. Or if she's your friend, she ain't your friend, because you shouldn't be talking about you like that on TV.
Emily, all I see around you is red flags. That's all I see. And I don't know nothing about marriage. I just got married myself. Okay? But based on what I see, and if I was marrying you and I'm seeing it from the outside, I'd be like, wait a minute. There's a lot of work that got to be done here. There's some work that should have been done by yourself before I come in.
And maybe the last 2 boyfriends.
Exactly. Or a boyfriend. Remember, she ain't have no boyfriend.
But I'm saying she could have worked some of that stuff out.
So, and then on top of that, like, your friends over here passive aggressively throwing shade at you.
Yeah.
You may be that friend. That you know that group of friends that basically like it's that friend that to where it's like we gotta watch out for her. We straight gotta make sure she don't get no stranger car. We straight gotta make sure we don't lose her. We gotta keep an eye on her because if we literally turn our head, she gonna be gone. You know what I'm saying? I think Emily is that friend amongst her friends. So where it's like we always gotta keep a bottle of water on deck to sober her down, to calm her down.
And look, that's okay for a certain amount of time, but I mean, it's time to get over that, my love.
Time to grow up.
Yeah.
But as you can see, like throughout this part, she kept having to step outside because she was sweating, she was nervous, she was fanning herself and all these things.
Yeah.
I mean, you about to get married to a stranger. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a wild thing to do.
Like homie's mom said, you should be nervous.
Yes. Okay. Continue.
Brennan's parents are protective. They're Russian, and he says he's only marrying once. He's already decided. His boys are hopeful. They want him to succeed, but they want him to be realistic that it also might not work.
Yeah.
And Brennan says that he's just going to go into it thinking positively because that's just how you get the best result and what he thinks is going to be the best thing. I think he needs to go into it realistically. Okay.
I think he need to add another one to that one. He said he getting married. The one time you getting married is someone who you didn't choose. That's crazy. At least say twice.
Yeah.
At least say 2 times. Say I'm only getting married twice.
Right.
One time I let people choose for me. The other time I'm gonna choose for me.
Yeah.
But to say this is once and you let Pastor Cow choose for you, that's wild, man.
Yeah.
That's wild. Go ahead.
Yeah. Well, Brennan meets with his parents. Of course, we talked about Emily getting nervous and hot and popping outside and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Well, Brennan goes out to meet with his parents, and the dad, he is very minimal with the words.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of facial expressions, shoulder shrugging. Dad says there's a lot of unknowns and uncertainty, but it's a very ballsy move and hopes that the risk is worth it.
Basically, you are stupid, son. That's
what I heard.
He said this is a ballsy move. That means I would do this. This is something this is a risk that you didn't have to take.
Exactly.
You are not about to die unless you know something I don't. You are crazy.
Yeah.
But hey, if it worked, cool. You know what I'm saying?
Mom says it'll be well worth it. Thank you, Mom.
Thank you, Mom.
Yeah.
She already got her issue off in the last couple of scenes. You know what I'm saying?
Dad says do everything to make her happy.
Yeah.
And they both get to the altar. They share their vows. Seems like they're feeling each other okay.
Okay.
And she shares during her vows that this is her first time being in a relationship.
Out loud.
I was like, why would she say that in front of everybody? You couldn't have told him that when y'all was sitting down drinking the champagne, or when y'all moved in.
Don't tell me.
Like, geez,
don't tell
Louise.
me. I'm immediately gonna regret it. Don't tell me. Lie to me. Keep that truth away from me.
Well, even after all that, they both say I do.
Yeah.
So.
I don't think they're gonna make it, bro. She got too many red flags.
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna make it.
I think he's too timid and she's too wild. You know what I'm saying? And usually they try to put 2 opposites together so they can like kind of balance each other out. What happened to like putting 2 people that are like the same together? like
or close enough.
Exactly. But like I just think it's just too different.
In more ways than one, not just the queer thing.
Yeah, like, oh, gay, we're gonna put y'all together. Now it's gay. You
okay.
know what I mean? It just I don't think it's gonna happen. But guess what? Prove me wrong, please. I have no problem being wrong. Continue.
That's all.
Oh, that's it? Oh yeah, they only showed us that and they go give us this about Michael crying in basically the trailer for next week.
Yeah.
We go find out what happened with Michael. But so far, how do you feel overall with the Married at First Sight? Now, here's the thing about Married at First Sight before I let you answer.
Okay.
A lot of people felt like, hey, this series have been in the toilet and it's just been circling around the bowl. It meaning like it's not what it used to be back in the day. It haven't gone down, but it's circling. How you feel so far compared to how you felt with the other first episodes of Married at First Sight with this one?
Oh yeah, it's along the lines of circling down the toilet drain
as
it's always been within the past few years. I mean, like I really did enjoy the first few seasons when we actually saw people working through their issues and really trying to like take the marriage seriously and were kind of mature and the issues they had were actual issues that were marital relationship issues as far as two people coming together versus issues where it's just like I got a baby mama or ex or whatever the craziness, you know what I'm saying? Like they definitely are doing the clickbait view, shock value type of stuff. But I mean, this is not the direction that the show was in originally, but I'm still enjoying it. But I did like it when I felt like it was a more kind of pure, honest, feel good show versus crazy drama.
It's kind of filthy a little bit.
Yes, we down and dirty.
Oh, we down and dirty. We down in the valley. Oh, like we down there.
Yes.
Look, this gonna be the first time, maybe the second time. I ain't watch it in the early seasons. I watched like the last couple seasons. I hope they do something to resurrect this series. Okay. Especially since you're talking about how it's swirling around that toilet bowl. I hope they do something. They are bringing new therapists. I think last season with Devon Franklin and things like that. He's newly divorced, so I don't know how he was a therapist, but whatever y'all gotta do, you know what I mean, to bring that audience in. I don't know what I expect to see, but I'm gonna be here to review it, and I'm not wearing kid gloves with this show. I know I'm probably nice on other shows, but with this show, I'm not going to wear the kid gloves with this show. Anything else, Blair?
That's all.
Y'all be good.
Bye.